Hello ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls, and welcome back to some more Black Ops 2. Today I've got Plaza again, which is probably one of my favourite maps on the game. I used to like Raid quite a lot, but it's one of those maps where it's just become like really cheesy, and there's like a guaranteed chance that at least 2 or 3 people are going to be running like VSAT Dogs and Swarm, or like Lodestar and VTOL Warship and all that shit, which just makes the game really boring, because if you've got that guy on your team, then all of the enemies leave the game, and so on and so forth. But anyway, so yeah, Plaza's probably my favourite map now, just because there's lots of areas where it's like dark, it's like small windy corridors, like this dubstep room, and you can often get people sort of left off their guard and shit, and it generally just works out. And you see me do that nice little jump following that guy's jump, pretty good. See that guy there, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. He was sort of lying down behind a pillar, maybe he thought it was like a spider or something like that, just waiting behind a pillar and waiting to sort of pounce on his prey or some shit like that. I don't know about you guys, but I fucking hate spiders. I had a really awful dream about spiders the other day, actually. I'll basically describe what happened was, so I got up in the middle of the night to go and get a drink of water, because I was quite parched. You know, as you do, you might get up in the middle of the night to go and get some water, you might not. But yeah, so I got up in the middle of the night to go and get some water, and I saw this like tiny little spider. As soon as I turned on my bedroom light, I saw this like tiny little spider just sort of crawl away, scutter into the darkness, you know as spiders do. And it's, I don't know, that sort of just like set in my brain, just after I'd seen this small spider. It wasn't a big spider, it wasn't like a spider that could eat my brains or anything like that. It was just a tiny little spider. But the thought was sort of set in, so you know, if you think of something before you go to bed, there's a good chance that you could sort of dream about it, or something like that. At least that's what I'm told, and I think that's probably quite true, actually. But anyway, so I saw this spider, and then I went back to sleep, and then I had sort of like a fairly lucid dream. And a lucid dream is like a really sort of vivid dream, where you feel that you're sort of there, you're really sort of immersified in it, and that's basically the sort of dream I had. But basically what happened was, I just imagining this like really big spider, like it's just like a spider that's about the size of like someone's hand, probably a girl's hand, so like quite a small hand, but either way it was quite a big spider, and it had like 2 or 3 sort of crippled legs, and you know how spiders have like crippled legs, and their legs go like really gangly and like droopy and sort of trail all over the place, and it's really fucking horrible basically. So yeah, I sort of imagined this spider, and he was in the middle of the desert trying to climb up this sand dune, and where he was so big, he obviously couldn't grip onto any of the sort of a secure surface, because it was all sand granules, like thousands of sand granules, and he was just sort of tumbling down this hill, and it was just a really horrible dream where there was this massive spider that had like crippled legs, and it was just sort of falling down this hill in a big pile of like legs and hair and eyes, and it was just really horrible. But yeah, that's probably one of the main reasons why I had spiders on the mind. It was only the other night that I had that dream as well. It's quite a weird dream, actually. A lot of people do have pretty weird dreams. When you dream, you just sort of think of like shit that no one else, you don't really talk to anyone else about. So it just sort of happens, and you can't really explain why. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. And this is quite a nice gameplay up until about the first half, well, the end of the first half. For some reason now, I have no idea why this is happening so much in Call of Duty, or at least in this game, but people just fucking leave the game, like, all the time. Like, I've been playing over the past couple of days. As you can see, I just got the Relentless medal there, and that's about at the 3-minute mark, so it could have been like a nice like 4 or 5 minute nuclear, you know, give or take a few 30 seconds or so. But as you can see, at the end of the first round, or as the second round starts, you'll only see 3 people on the orbital VSAT. Now, I have no idea why people leave the game when no one's running lethals or anything like that. I was actually just playing with one other person who was actually playing from America, so he was on a 3-bar. So there wasn't really any like super threat of like Lodestars and Swarms and stuff like that. I was just using sort of non-lethals like the UAV, the counter UAV, and the VSAT. Which in my eyes isn't really too much of a threat. The only reason why I normally leave a game is if I'm going like super positive, if I'm going like 30 and I don't know, like 18 or something like that, and it's the end of the first half, and then in the second half all of the enemies start calling in their kill streaks and shit, and it's generally not my fault that they're calling in the kill streaks. It's generally like my shitty teammates' faults. Not like the blue triangles, like the randoms who are doing like really shitty. And then it just sort of annoys me because like I feel like I didn't really deserve to die from all sorts of kill streaks which I didn't really feed to the enemies. So yeah, that's generally the only reason why I leave a game. But someone said that, you know, it can be pretty annoying for the enemy team if they're constantly being counter UAV'd, and if they know a VSAT's in as well, then obviously everyone knows where they are. But I don't know, it just makes the game extremely slow. I mean, I don't really mind too much if the enemies are using like a VSAT or something like that. I don't use Ghost on any of my classes at all, and I never use suppressed weapons. Like, well, I do like occasionally, but it's really rare. And either then, even if they get a UAV, they're going to see me on the UAV anyway, because I don't use Ghost because I'm not really like too afraid that I'm going to lose too many gunfights against the enemies and stuff like that. And I just think there's far more sort of valuable perks in the game, like Flat Jacket or Lightweight or something like that. So that's just pretty much my opinion on it. And now, as you can see, I've got the nuclear. I start to play a little bit more sort of recklessly. And I think I'll go on like a 5 or 6 streak at the end of the game. Just running into the enemy spawn and just doing things a little bit more carelessly. And as you can see, there's not really too many people in the game if you saw me pull up the scoreboard a minute ago. And this is the main reason why I don't really like coming out into the open on this map, because of these two fucking buildings. People just love it up here. There's no flags, there's nothing up here, and they do it in kill confirmed and stuff as well, which doesn't really make too much sense to me, because obviously you need to collect tags and shit in kill confirmed, but people still love sitting up on those buildings. No idea why, it's pretty annoying. But anyway guys, that's pretty much the end of the gameplay. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace out.
That's my kill. That's my kill. Oh. And that's sentry right there at the bottom left.
Brought the pain. Time to get paid.
Hey, nice 115 KD.